裴光局长, Mr. Dixon, Dr. Zhang, friends and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Insurance Authority, I extend a warm welcome to you all to the 6th edition of Asia Insurance Forum, our annual flagship event that began in 2018. My team told me that over 400 participants are here in person at the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center, while around 1,000 will watch the proceedings online. And I understand that getting a ticket here today is very difficult. So I think we should be celebrating a record attendance and start searching for a bigger event for next year. For those who came from overseas, I hope you have obtained a clear impression that Hong Kong is back in business. For many people like myself, born and raised in Hong Kong, 2023 is a year packed with bittersweet memories. We feel jubilant as our city is reopened and reconnected. We rejoice for being able to engage in physical contact with friends and families. However, we must humbly learn from the pandemic how fragile and vulnerable even the most powerful nations against the Mother Nature. And we must carefully reflect on how priorities should be allocated in life. When the world is getting increasingly divergent and fragmented, we must also realize that problems and challenges faced by mankind cannot be successfully tackled without mutual trust and cooperation. We might live in different communities far apart, yet our future and even our very existence is inexorably intertwined. That said, things did turn brighter for the insurance sector. Benefiting from visitors from the mainland, new office premiums of long-term business surged by 31% to US $18.8 billion in the first 3 quarters of this year, compared with the same period in 2022. This trend is largely driven by demands accumulated over the past 3 years when passengers' movements was effectively curtailed, further amplified by a sharp reversal of exchange rate movements in interest rate durations. Meanwhile, the unilateral recognition policies for cross-border motor insurance rolled out in July this year to complement the northbound travel for Hong Kong vehicles has opened up room for innovative product design and distributions to meet progressive customer requirements. Response to travel scheme is encouraging, and there are already calls for extra quotas and simplified application procedures. The 2 observations that I made clearly show that connectivity among the 11 cities located within the GBA should be stepped up at a much faster pace. Logistical preparations for the establishment of after-sales service center are at a very advanced stage, and IA is doing its utmost to facilitate its progress. Initial thoughts are also being given to feasible options for cross-border selling of suitable insurance products, portable of medical records, dovetailing of social security systems, and pooling of data for analytics. I'm confident breakthrough will soon be made for residents to live, travel, and work seamlessly within the GBA. The theme chosen for AIF 2023 is striving for enhanced global financial stability and resilience. And we have incorporated into visual design a taste of the Orient bamboo. So finding a tie in green is quite difficult. So bamboo, the characteristics is personified in Chinese culture to symbols of purity, modesty, restraint, and integrity. In case you're not aware, bamboo can also be used in medicinal purpose as part of the healthy diet, not just for pandas, but as a low-cost building material. It releases 35%, not more oxygen than tree, and 1 hectare of bamboo forest can sequester 12 meter tons of carbon annually to slow down global warming. The insurance industry shares many attributes to the bamboo, like flexibility, resilience, strength, versatilities, and vitality, rendering a reliable modulator that smooths out undulations of an economic cycle, and a powerful buffer that shields society of the harm of nature, natural and man-made perils. So now, let me turn to our program rundown today. This year, we have replaced policy dialogues and fireside chat with keynote speeches and meticulously curated discussion panels. You will soon hear from a group of experts who work in capital markets, insurance, risk advisory and control, credit rating, asset management, standard setting, academic research, banking and finance, corporate governance, sustainable investments, demographic dynamics, and Web3 development. So since Hong Kong should capture every opportunity to give full play to its role as a super connector and a super value adder, the first panel discussion, moderated by Honorable Bernard Chan, will study our advantages as a risk-based risk management center. He will be flanked by speakers from the World Bank, who recently issued the largest ever sovereign sponsor catastrophic bonds in Hong Kong, the regional chief of a broker company, and 2 senior insurance company executives. The chief executive will arrive about 11 a.m. and deliver the first keynote speech, and then Dr. King Au will lead the second discussion panel featuring the Deputy Secretary General of AIF, an experienced asset manager, and a credit rating specialist, and a chief risk officer of a major insurance company to probe into the heat map of global financial markets. During lunchtime, the Financial Secretary will deliver a second keynote speech on Hong Kong financial stability and resilience as a crucial aspect of Hong Kong, and some observations on Hong Kong insurance developments. Mr. Jonathan Dixon, Secretary General of IIS, will then kick off afternoon sessions with an update of major initiatives pursued by his team in Basel. I believe he will touch on some issues covered by us today, such as climate change, digital transformations, operational resilience, financial inclusions, culture and conduct, diversity, equity, and inclusion. The IA has been actively engaged in the relevant deliberations, and we have finished hosting a meeting of Prudential Monitoring Working Group, whose members are present among the audience today. Our relationship with the IAIS is meaningful and valuable, predated on the common missions of developing a fair, safe, and stable insurance market for the benefit and protection of policyholders. After Jonathan has spoken, Professor Christine Locke will convene the third panel discussions that we co-organize with Academy of Finance, and take a deep dive into an area of growing public attention, which may not be well understood or appreciated: environmental, social and governance, and DE&I. Instead of embarking a theoretical approach, Christine prefers to examine how this fetish concept could generate value for business enterprises, be they large conglomerates or small corner shops. The final panel discussion, moderated by Dr. Norman Chan, will guide us forth into a bright and exciting future where asset tokenizations, decentralized finance, and smart contracting bring positive disruptions to the traditional way of intermediation, settlement, and supervision. So, ladies and gentlemen, the development roadmap for the insurance sector in Hong Kong, published by the government in December last year, envisaged rich synergies between different financial sectors, broaden market assets, balanced growth of the long-term and general sectors, stronger leverage on the one country, two systems principles, and unleash social values of insurance in providing comprehensive risk management and mitigation solutions to the general public. So seen in this context, this black storm, rainstorm, and super typhoon that struck Hong Kong over the past few months will be repeated more frequently and intensively. inflicting damages to the economy. So insurance is a variable piece of financial infrastructure that spurs preventive and relief efforts. So the program for AIF 2023 will join up with this in mind. So I look forward to a fruitful day of intellectual exchanges. Thank you.